You going anywhere soon or anything like that?
No, I just having, just wife and I were planning some vacation time that, around school time for son TJ, and so yeah, so we're just planning that right now. Possibly going down to Florida for a long weekend.
Oh, good. How about for the certified tax coach stuff? Do you have to go out there anymore? And I know that you've done that recently. And where was that? That was out in San Diego, I believe.
Yeah, right? I was out in San Diego. It might. I'm not sure if they have an annual reunion. I think I'm waiting for that to see. But I think there might be some time that I might have to go back out for just an update training, especially this year with a lot of the new tax laws. I think there's a strategy there that we'll probably be talking about as far as how we can help businesses. So
right,
even more.
Great. So we have about 105 so far on the registered on the webinar and joining us today. So welcome everybody, and a really nice number. We've been doing quite a few of these and continue to do them. And Ethan, that's it's one of our best so far. So I think we're going to get started if that sounds good to you.
Sure, it's great.
Great. So, everybody, welcome to our webinar today. I'm Ian Magley from East Main Digital Marketing. I'm here again with Ethan Hundley from HundleyBurn Tax and Financial Consultants. Today, and what we've been doing recently is really a great webinar, especially for the the time of year and everything that's kind of changing in the tax world right now. So, we've been running this webinar with Ethan. And it's based on his new ebook called The Top 12 Most Powerful and Underutilized Tax Planning Strategies Save Small Business Owners Up to $25,000 or More. Can't beat that, right, Ethan? I mean, it's very powerful, and the stuff that you're able to do and provide is just extremely helpful.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of change happening, and a lot of times with change breeds opportunity. So. There's, and especially with small business community, given our current administration, our current leader of our country is a business person. Not that I totally agree with everything he does and says. Leave the politics right at that for today. But there's a lot of change that has happened and can continue to happen for business owners if they just are given the right guidance. So that's a lot about that's about what I put in the ebook that we just created. And a lot about what I want to talk about today.
Perfect. So yeah, we'll get right to that. I just wanted to kind of go over a few things with everybody. Again, we're up, well over 100 people today. So again, welcome. Looks like we've got a really nice mix. They're primarily focused on northern and central New Jersey, and we have. I'm seeing some people in here from Morris County and Essex County and Sussex County, and a couple towns I see in here is Morristown and Livingston and Sparta, Rockaway, Bridgewater. So really nice mix, and we're really excited to kind of get this information out there, as Ethan said. We go through these, and we do quite a few of these, and we want to kind of get through the information well, and make sure that Ethan really can provide the details, the meat and potatoes of what he can do and how he does it. So that being said, we want to make sure that you still answer if there's any questions that you think are necessary. Right on the right-hand side of your screen, you're going to see a chat box, and go ahead and put in any questions you want throughout the webinar. Not sure if we're going to get to them. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, depending on the time. But every single one goes to Ethan and his team's email, and he will make sure to respond and get back to every single person as soon as possible. And that's worked out quite well. And again, we'll try to get to some if we can. You'll also see an opportunity in there. In that chat box will be some links here and there that will pop up based on to schedule a time to set up a call with Ethan. Take advantage of what he'll show you in here, which is a free mini tax planning session. It's just an incredible offer. And some other things that allow you to kind of move forward and take advantage of some of the things that Ethan provides. So that being said, Ethan, it's up to you, and whenever you're ready to go, let's get it going.
Okay. All right. So thanks everybody again for joining us on the webinar today. So where I want to start was what we started talking about, the new ebook I just put out, which I'm going to share with you some details of that in webinar format here today, which include the top 12 most powerful tax planning strategies you as a small business owner can save. At minimum, we see businesses saving right around $25,000 in taxes each year. So there are many times that we've helped business owners save a lot more than that as well. So you're probably paying a ton of money extra, without even understanding what you're paying and why you're paying it. So there are many different strategies you could implement in your business that have a tremendous potential, huge potential to give you that, tax savings flowing right to your bottom line of your P&L for your business. And you might just not know how to take advantage of them. Probably because most accountants are not what we call proactive. So proactive, what that means is let you know ahead of time exactly what your tax liability is going to be and how you can save money on some of that tax by implementing certain strategies within the year instead of after the fact. There are a lot of accountants that are just good, and I'll admit I'm one of these accountants. I've been one of these accountants over the years that just are really good at getting things done that you need to get done and keeping you in compliance with tax laws. However, that doesn't always equate to maximizing your potential tax savings as a business owner. So we have our new Save Me Tax Today, hashtag Save Me Tax Today, line item that is, your big goal for helping you save, thousands of dollars in taxes by the end of the year. So we do that by proactively implementing every single legally available tax planning strategy to you. So let's just share, I'd like to share with you some of the most common ones that we've utilized a lot. So I'll get to that in a moment, but just want to let you know again who I am. I'm a CPA. I'm very passionate about helping business owners pay no more tax than they actually need to. So why is that? Because if you're paying, more than your fair share, that's coming off as the cost of your cash flow, profit, wealth to your business and your family. So I've created these, and to inform you, these top 12 strategies that we've implemented for other business owners, and how we've helped them, and you can also take advantage of saving that $25,000 a year or even much more in tax legally. So they've helped our clients, which we call the HundleyBurn family here over the years. So with that, just a little bit about our firm before I show you that. We were founded in 1990 by my father, Jim Hundley, as he was a controller for a lot of one company and decided he wanted to be a controller for a lot of different small to mid-sized companies instead of just one company. So back in 1995, I joined him in the firm, and over the last 25 years, we've increased the needs of our clients, and we expanded our suite of services to include also overall general financial planning and wealth management as well, mainly because our clients were asking us for that. Once we've helped them achieve their goals with their money, they ask us, what should we be doing with this? Which also goes back in a cycle of saving them more tax, and putting more money in their pocket. So both for long term and for short term. So I also have another partner that we provide, CJ Byrne, we provide comprehensive tax and wealth management planning services for businesses and their families. So two objectives we have with that is to clearly understand your goals as a business and as a family. Each of the goals that our clients have are unique, and they're unique to what they want. So we take great care in listening, make sure we understand completely what's important to you, your family, and your business. So our relationships with clients we have is paramount, and if we don't understand your goals, we're pretty much guaranteeing you're never going to achieve them, which is what happens with a lot of other accountants and a lot of other advisors. A lot of other advisors, or so-called advisors, sell products that they think might fit a need you might have, and they might, but not always. So, and same thing with accountants. They're trying to make sure they do all they can to make sure you're just in compliance with tax law, filing the forms you need to file once to report on what you've done in the past. So this is our different approach to understanding your goals to help you get to where you want to go in the future. So that's kind of a lot of what you just see here about our team and our team approach. Help you address different strategies and principles and what that means to your retirement. Answering some of the questions you might have about when you can retire, whether it's early or do we have to wait till later. How are your investments working for you to get you to your goals? What's a good approach for maybe saving for your children for their future, whether it be college or anything that's important to them and to you. What legacy you want to leave. If you want to leave a legacy to your family or to your children, how do you do that appropriately? With a sound estate strategy. And laws regarding tax and estates have changed both on the federal side and also on the New Jersey side recently. So those are things that are important for you to understand. And
I just want to interject real quick.
Yeah.
We're gonna. I just want to make sure everybody realizes I didn't mention it earlier that these slides and this information will be sent out to everybody that is on these webinars. So you'll get more information about what they do in general on top of the specific strategies we're going to go over in a couple minutes as well.
Right. Oh, yeah. Thanks for saying that, Ian. Because, everything you see here, you don't have to feel like you have to write down quick about us and who we are and what we do. Right. So, you'll get them. So, thanks for reminding me of that, Ian. So, here's just a quick picture of our team. We have some new people that come in and go here, have recently come in and been added to that for our now tax filing season that we're in. So, we'll update that as we go as well. But this is the core in the background that have been here for the longest amount of time. So that's our team. So with that said, I want to get into various tax planning strategies that you could consider for yourself right now. So that all starts with how you structure your business. That's the foundation of what kind of tax savings are right for you and what kind of strategies are right for you to get those tax savings. So when you're in the right structure, you want to understand three things. How much tax does each entity, pay? There are various entities we're going to cover in a moment that show you how they pay tax. Can the entity distribute money, profits to you as the owner of your company? And how much protection of your assets does it provide? So there are three business structures in general, and some a little more detailed than this, but I just want to cover in general with you what they look like. One is a sole proprietor, one's a corporation, and one's a pass-through entity. And with the new tax laws, if you've watched the news or heard a little, some about that, there are a lot of different thoughts and also different changes that have been made to all three of those that you might have heard or might hear now about each of those entities, especially with the new taxes that are out there, new tax laws out there. So let's go to the next slide. We'll talk about some specifics about them. So one, sole proprietorship. So a sole proprietor, if you're acting as like a trader, for instance, you might pay up to 49% tax, which totally makes me sick. Where, we never want any clients of ours to have to pay that high a percentage of tax. So you can't, as a sole trader, distribute any income to any other entities like a spouse that may pay tax at a lower rate than you might. It's very limited on what you can do as a sole trader. There are some ways you can, but some ways you can't. So you're limited on a lot of that. But in some cases, it might be appropriate. In some cases, it might not be. So very rarely, it's just a sole proprietor, appropriate, because one of the things it doesn't do also is doesn't protect your personal assets. So if you want to have a separate business, being a sole proprietor might not be appropriate because if you have a business and it's just a sole proprietorship, your assets can be taken if you're in a lawsuit with the customer or with the vendor or anything like that. So there's so many different stories about that I can go into, but so sole proprietor, we generally do not recommend to anybody. A corporation is a little different. There are various different forms of a corporation. One most common is a C corporation. And just recently, the laws changed so that any income that C corporations make pay a flat tax at 21% for federal purposes. It's a little bit different for New Jersey, and other states vary as far as rates go. We can get into that separately and beyond this webinar today. Well, we might have a separate webinar covering that in the future. We'll keep you posted on that. But if you are owners of a corporation, otherwise known as a shareholder of your corporation, you get paid in the form of a paycheck, which reduces your corporation profit in the year that the paycheck is actually paid to you. So, however, unfortunately, you cannot distribute net profit after all the expenses, including your paycheck to yourself or any other entity from a corporation to reduce that profit. But a corporation does provide you with asset protection. So depending on what your short and long-term goals are for your business, a corporation could be appropriate. So that's one thing to consider as well. There's some other aspects of corporations to consider. But the biggest aspect of a corporation, and one of the downsides of it, is there's a double taxation issue if you ever want to distribute profits out of the company. There are a couple ways to do that, but it's going to create a double tax for the company and also for you. So if you've ever heard of that double taxation issue, that's a quick overview of what that entails. However, the next type of entity is a pass-through entity, which means that, and typically this is my favorite type of entity, because it can either be a trust, it can be an S corporation, or it can be a partnership. And the nice thing about it is it doesn't pay tax itself. So you don't have a 21% rate on tax. Now it pays some minimum taxes to New Jersey if you're a New Jersey business. But the savings on the federal side could be a ton more, because it can only distribute income to other people or other entities, which we're going to go through a few options for you on the coming slides. And if a pass-through entity is set up correctly, it can protect your assets too, like a corporation does. So the next set of slides we're going to go through are the 10 people and or entities that you can distribute profit to in order to dramatically reduce your bill, your tax bill. So one is a spouse. Let's say you have a stay-at-home mom or dad and their tax rate would be low, so you can distribute some of the income to them. That's possible. Children. You can also give money to your children. Now, if they're under 18, you can distribute up to $418 a child. Actually, might even be a little bit more than that now. Actually, I don't think we updated that for the new tax law change. So it could be a lot more than that. And your children have to work for your company, and there's specific rules to that. But still, if they're doing work and helping you anyway, that could be a big tax savings. Retired parents. My dad's getting close to retirement, so he's on my hit list to distribute income to in the future. In-laws or the outlaws, maybe. Yeah, you can distribute money to them. Grandparents. Now, they need to be tax residents of your state in order to do that. A brother or sister, if you have a brother or sister who's under 18 and on a lower income, maybe they're in college, great option to distribute income to. Church or charity, not only will you pay no tax on distribution, but neither will they. S corporations, big one. This is one I like one of the most. They pay tax at 15%, and you can distribute $30,000 to $35,000 per year, depending on your age. So there's a lot more benefits of S corporations than that, but we could talk more about that, and it's a great strategy to keep your personal income taxes down. Second business is making a loss. So if you have two businesses, A and B, and one's making a profit, one's making a loss, there are specific ways you have to do this, but you can distribute, money from A to B and pay no tax on it. So now there are specific ways you need to do that, which we could go over what's appropriate for you, but that's possible. And then distribute to a corporation. Remember that corporations pay that set flat tax rate of 21%. So if you're in a higher tax bracket, maybe you're paying up to 30%, you're at 37% in your own name, which that's the highest bracket now for federal purposes. Distributing money to a corporation and paying tax at the corporation rate could be a huge tax savings. So those are 10 places, people, or entities you can distribute your profit to. And what we like to term this is tax effectiveness, not tax evasion. So paying tax, good thing is if you're paying tax, it means you're making money. You're not sending all your money to the government. Now, in some cases, you could send a good chunk of it, but in other cases, if you're making money, it's going to help you in the long run. And it provides money for the government to keep this country running, whether we agree with how they do it or not. So being very clear, this is not a strategy where you'll find out how to earn $1 million and pay zero tax. You know, there are legitimate planning schemes, while there are illegitimate tax planning schemes and promoters. There are very clear ways you can plan for tax and make the most out of what's available to reduce the amount you have to pay. So that's what we call tax effectiveness. So specific strategies. It's all about the effectiveness. Over the years, we've seen many business owners grow their businesses to the point where they're paying hundreds of thousands of tax each year. So it can be great as long as we've planned very carefully to avoid unnecessary amounts of tax. So I always recommend getting a second opinion. And even if businesses over the years weren't comfortable or weren't sure about, strategies we've implemented for them, I always say, go talk to somebody. Make sure, if you're not comfortable, make sure you're feeling right about what we're going to help you to implement. So if you think you're going to be paying more than your fair share, it's time to get a second opinion. So we have our famous under the hood look process, which will give you that second opinion on if you're paying more than your fair share of tax, as well as other insights into how your business is doing. So it's normally $199 for that second opinion, but for a limited time, we're providing that entirely free by clicking here or calling us at our phone number listed there, 973-940-0175. And if you have interest in discussing further, give us a call, schedule that complimentary. We have our complimentary tax and business review.
And again, so everybody can see it on the right-hand side. You can go ahead and click that link, and it'll give you an opportunity to set that up. But also, you'll have that link and these slides sent to you in an email after this as well. So you'll have an opportunity. So Ethan is giving that opportunity for anybody who's joining these webinars. It's exclusive to those who have been on the webinars, and it is you can't not take that up. I mean, you can see what the what the opportunity is and the amount you can potentially save, and really just finding out where your business is at and how you can take advantage of some of these things. It's just very hard for small business owners to take the time to do this on their own, and Ethan can do it in very quick and efficient and effective time. So definitely take advantage of that. You can see the link on the right, as well as the links will be in your emails as well. So Ethan, is there anything else that you wanted to kind of go through? I think you hit quite a bit of it, and hopefully we got all the main points.
I think with that, I strongly feel that especially this day and age, and with change that's going on in our country and even in the world, everybody needs to but have a good understanding, a solid understanding of where they're at. We help just to help businesses understand what their structure is. They might know what kind of entity they are, but maybe they don't understand completely how it helps them or how it's meant to help them. So we just like to take a look at what their goals are, understand what their goals for their business and their family are, and look at how they're structured. Maybe they have a business or two, or maybe they have different segments of their business that can be businesses that might not be, that could open up some of those tax savings opportunities to them. So that's what we've helped a lot of business owners over the years do. So that's what I'm happy to provide that as a free look to them, and help as many business owners as I can going forward.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for joining this. Again, we'll keep this up for a little bit to go ahead and click any of those links or find out some more information, but also everything will come into your email as well. Ethan, thank you so much for this. Thank you everybody. I think this might've been the biggest, we've done a few of these now. This is the biggest group we've had. So hope everybody enjoyed and had an opportunity to kind of learn and see, what the powerful, how powerful these strategies can be. Ethan, have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon when we do the next one.
Thanks, Ian. Thanks for getting me on the call again, and I'm happy to share the opportunities that are out there.
Great. Have a good day. Have a good day.
You too.